is Julie. Welcome to my channel. You are watching Treasures Made from Yarn. This video, I'm going to make a cable bracelet. I'm going to use this cotton DK weight yarn, which I'm using this one. I'm going to use a size E hook. I'm going to use one of these buttons. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use yet. I want to use the red one. I'm feeling it might be too small, like this one, but I'm feeling that one's going to be too big. Use a pink one. We'll figure out which button we're going to use. Obviously, you will need scissors and a yarn needle. Okay. Get started. We are going to make a chain of 11. Get you guys out of the way. Let's make a chain of 11. Okay, in the second chain from hook, I am going to do a single crochet and then one single crochet in every chain across. To see how to do a single crochet, I put our hook into our stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, and draw through 2 loops. And that is how you make a single crochet. Put our hook into our stitch, draw up a loop, and yarn over and draw through 2 loops. So we do that so until we have 10 single crochets. Okay, we are at the end. We have 10 single crochets. Yep, 10 single crochets. We're going to chain 2 and turn. We're going to skip this first single crochet and we're going to do a double crochet into the next stitch. So now we are going to skip. We're going to skip 3 single crochets and do a treble crochet in the next 3. So to do a treble, we yarn over twice, put our hook into our stitch, yarn over and draw through a loop, yarn over, draw through 2 loops, yarn over, draw through 2 more loops, and yarn over and draw through the remaining 2 loops. So we're going to do that 2 more times. Come on. Okay, start over. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go back and make 3 double crochets in the 3 stitches we had missed. So you can, depending on which way you want your cable to go, you can either work in front or in back, depending on which way you want your cable to go. So we're going to do a treble crochet. We can work in the back, or we're in this case going to work behind what we just did, or you can, like I said, you can work in front but since we're going to do 3 treble crochets back into the 3 single crochets we had missed. That's one. There's our second one that we had missed. And we'll go into the 3rd single crochet we had skipped from earlier and do treble crochet. And there we had made our cable. You see that's forming up front. And then we do double crochet into the last 2. Do our last 2 single crochets of the row. There you go. We had formed our cable here. Okay, so after you have finished, okay, so now we finished this one row. What we're gonna do next is chain 1 and single crochet in each stitch across. Well, you may have noticed that I am much further along on this bracelet than when I last left you off. Full disclosure, I didn't like what I recorded, so now I am going to show you over what I had deleted. I didn't like what I recorded. So, but for now, we are going to put a stitch in every single stitch across, and we should have 10 single crochets. We're going to actually chain. I had initially said the chain 2 as a double crochet. We're going to chain 3. That counts as a double crochet. So what we just did was we did to form this cable where it was forming in the back, where it was going this way. Now I'm going to show you how the cable can go this way. So you can see how I got this alternating S going on. So like before we had chain 3, we're going to skip this first single crochet and we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. And like before, we are going to skip the next 3 single crochets and do a treble crochet in the next 3 single crochet. So that's 1, okay. Two. And 3. And now we're going to do treble crochets over the 3 missed, But instead of working behind the 3 double crochets we just did, we're going to work in front of the 3 double crochets we just did. I hope you can see. We're going to make 3 treble crochets in the 3 missed, working in front of the 3 treble crochets we just did. So that's 1. Yep. Oh. There we are, 2. And I guess, yep, that's the 3rd one right there. 3. And then in the last 2 stitches, we do double crochets. And you can see that it is now formed up front. So if you're alternating every other row, doing in the front and the back, you do make this, we'll call it like this S cable pattern. But you know what, you alternatively could just repeat this row and the single crochet every time, and then you just have all your cable going one way. Or alternatively, if you just did where you did the trebles in behind the work you just did, then you can have them all just going this way, or doing like I'm doing and alternating back and forth, and then to create this cabled S pattern. So whichever way you decide to do this, you're going to repeat these last 2 rows or 4 rows, depending on how you want to do it, until your cable is long enough. In my case, I think I did it. You do this, you do a cable row and a single crochet row 10 times total, and I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, as soon as I do my single crochet row, that will be 8 repeats. So I will do those last 4 rows one more time, and then I will show you how to do the buttonhole roll. Okay, so in my bracelet, I did 5 repeats of the front and back to make it almost look like, if you look at it from this way, it almost looks like a chevron type cable pattern. But I'm at the point right now where I just finish off going in the front, and I have not done this single crochet row yet. So I'll still show you how to make the buttonhole roll, because that's what my original cable bracelet pattern had. But you can alternatively not do the single crochet row, finish this off, because the first row has a single crochet row. Sew the 2 rows up together, and it almost looks like it could be a continuum of the cable pattern, which alternatively, which I might do, but for the purpose of the video and of my original pattern, I'm going to show you how to do the buttonhole rolls. And if you want to add a button, to your bracelet. So what we're going to do is I'm going to finish off the last row of our repeat and do a single crochet in every stitch. Okay, turny chain 1 and turn. So now we're going to do a single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Chain 2, skip 2 single crochets and single crochet in final 4 single crochets. Chain 1, turn again. Do a single crochet in every single stitch. Single crochet in them 2 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space, and a single crochet in the final row. And then our final row is what they call a reverse single crochet or the crab stitch. So you chain 1, we're not turning, we're going to do single crochets back the other way. So we're going to put our hook, or we're going back and turning a hook one to the right and doing a single crochet as normal. This creates the crab stitch. So now you know how to do it. Now I'm showing you how to do the crab stitch. Here we got 2 left. Okay, and I think for the last stitch, I think I would have just, okay, not doing a crab stitch in the last one, and just done a slip stitch into the last stitch. There you go. And then I would have finished that off. Then you got a buttonhole. Let's see which button. I don't see. I was thinking this button, but I think, yeah, that wasn't gonna fit through that. Maybe the little red button would have worked. And it does fit through. I think this size button, which I think is a 1-inch button. Yeah, I think would have fit best. Okay, let me get a tape measure out for a second. I happen to have one relatively handy. so that looks like that's not quite an inch. Okay, people who sew more. It looks like it's a 3/4 inch button. Where this one looked like it was about a 1/2 inch. Okay, but hey, like I mentioned earlier, I think I'm... Oh, so obviously what you would do, finish that off, and then you would sew the button on the other end. And then you would wear your bracelet through the buttonhole. I think I'm going to do like I did earlier. I'm going to go back and frog all this out. I'll frog, like rip it out. If you don't know what that term is. And I'm going to go back to, yes, I'm going to go back and not have the single crochet row. And we ended on a cable row, which I think is going to match up. So I'm going to cut this off. Make sure I leave me a chain tail long enough to sew it up. All right, I'm going to put my... Oh, see, I have cable on the other end. All right, I'm going to sew the foundation row with my current row. And I'm just going to whip stitch, and I will show you how that turned out. Sorry, I didn't need to leave you hanging here. Like, so all I'm doing is doing the whip stitch in every stitch around, which is like I'll use the stitch from the foundation row and the corresponding stitch in the other row, and I'm just gonna whip stitch that across. That's my next one here. Again, didn't mean to leave you hanging, because we had done our foundation chain. We didn't do it in the back humps, we did it in the other normal hump. I think I'm going to look for these two kind of chains from that foundation row to the corresponding stitch across. Okay, so I'm almost done with that, so I will show you the end result of that. So this is my first time doing it this way, so we will see how that turned out. All right, I've sewn up and finished up our ends, and that is, okay, turn it around. All right, that is almost seamless, almost pretty close. You may have to look closely to see where it began and where it ended, and I got that to fit around my wrist. Now, if you find that this is a little going to be too loose, I don't mind. You can decrease how many repeats of that row we did, or or you may have to do more depending on if you're light. If you crochet, I'm a loose crocheter, and if you crochet a lot tighter, you may have to do more rows. Figure how it fits, but yeah, that was seamless. I don't even know if I can find the original. Okay, it might have been there. I don't know if I can find the original seam. It looks pretty seamless, and I like how that turned out. So if you do it this way, you can let me know in the comments, or if you do my original buttonhole version and have the buttonhole. See, okay, I should go see if I have any of my original bracelets, but if you do the buttonhole version, you can do that too, either way. So if you did like this tutorial, please give it a like. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. And I want to thank you, as always, for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye now.